Okay, hello, it's Martyn Ford here, and it's a day in the life of myself. Now, what's interesting about today? Well, I'm going car shopping. You know me, I'm a big kid, I love my cars. There's only really one place we can come. Feel slightly out of place here. I've never been one to blend in, but step into the Ferrari garage to potentially buy my next car. Cheeky, really. But dreams do come true. This is a reality. And, well, working on Fast and Furious 9, what else can I buy but a new Ferrari?
Things like the yellow. It's quite a nice subtle colours really. Go for a bright red, don't think that'll go with the green.
First thing we do, we put the car seat back and we put the car seat down and then we pray to God we can get in. Let's see if this works. Well, it's actually quite spacious. That's alright, that is.
Once you're in, you're fine.
Yeah. Don't worry about getting out. You only need to be seen in it. You don't need to be seen getting out of it. That's actually really spacious. The 458's a bit like this, isn't it? Yeah. I had one about 3 years ago that I used to use. It was one of my friends used to let me borrow it all the time, and I was gobsmacked how big it was. Yeah. It really was quite spacious. But I'm guessing you're not getting in the back there, mate.
Yeah, I'll.
It won't be long. It'll only be 5 minutes.
Yeah, hold your legs up.
Free headphones. So not that we're going to hit that today, but what's the top speed?
It starts with a 2. So it's
20 miles an hour.
20 miles an hour. It's
quite impressive.
Yeah, 200 on. So,
left or right, mate?
We'll go right.
And is it?
The indicators are actually on the steering wheel by where your thumbs would be.
Into what?
Indicators.
How long about
that? Yeah, those.
Tight. Go playing right lane.
There we go, left lane.
Where's the big boy pants on?
Yeah, I've got the handle ready. I'm holding on. I'll go left again. Can't you go over the top and put all your carbon bits on, all your individual bits on.
Is it possible to get the picture of Martyn Ford on the bonnet?
I'm sure we can. We'll get that painted in if you want.
I like the idea of that. The other Ferrari's gorgeous. I took out. But it feels like you have to watch everywhere you go. Like road. Do you know what I mean? It feels like you when you hit a bump, you know you hit a bump. And, whereas this feels like more of an everyday sort of. It just feels more comfortable to drive.
And that's what I mean. At the moment we're in
wet
mode. So if you turn that if you turn that little red, just one click into comfort, that will then give us a different.
I kind of prefer that white one, to be honest.
The red one's the best one, but probably not on a day like today.
That's bad luck. I'm sticking to the speed limit for you.
See, it's enjoyable at the speed limit.
Do you know what? Actually, the car really feels easy to drive. It doesn't. You know, like sometimes you can jump in, it feels like it's trying to drag you constantly. I mean, you can definitely feel that it's got boot to go. But 2x2, and it feels a bit more spacious and it feels a bit more comfort. It doesn't feel like a go-kart with a big engine. And walked away thinking I've just bought a car. I had no intention of buying it. And basically, like the 458s, because it's the last of their kind been made, they're holding the price like really well. So yeah, Andy just talked me into buying it. And because it's the last ones made, as long as we don't put more than 3,000 miles a year on it, it won't depreciate. If anything, it might go up.
Like it.
I know. I mean, she doesn't know about the £8,000 a year insurance yet. Because that, unfortunately, that's going to be the biggest cost. The insurance is the only real cost.
Jethro's a sports scientist as well.
Yeah, so I did the design degree and then decided that's not exactly what I wanted to do. So I went and started doing a master's in strength and conditioning, and then realised that's not exactly what I wanted to do.
So
and then
you wasted about 30 grand's worth of.
Yeah, no. It's,
Strength and conditioning, understanding athletes is really important, but having that design engineering capability and trying to join those dots up is a very difficult skill. And you know, the number of applications we have for those sort of vacancies, and out of the hundreds that we would get, you filter it down to a small handful. And we've got a couple of really good guys, which Jethro is one. You step back from one of these systems and you have an array of features, functions and small accessories that are attached to it that you take off. So you always understand what you've got to play with, what your toolbox looks like essentially. Yeah.
And you can always add an extra rail with more storage capacity. That's the next range of storage, so we try to keep all of the stuff you'd potentially use on the track at either end. So the more like load carrying stuff. And then try and have it rack centric for the training. So if basic free weight training, so we have two of those racks. We're thinking obviously not loads of people are going to be training there, but it'll give you enough versatility to maybe set up that can still be used as a dumbbell area.
Anything we can do to make the gym environment as clean and sanitised reduces the risks of bugs and things like that.
Definitely. I feel like I'm ready to work, whereas if you walk in somewhere it just looks a mess and it's dirty and it puts me out, it gets me in a bit of a mood, to be honest. I like that sort of, you know, when you turn up and you feel like it's clean, it's ready, it's professional. That's sort of the mindset I want to go into every session with.
My name's Rob Coleman. I'm the managing director for Indigo Fitness. We've started down the partnership with Martyn, because Indigo, as the UK's largest strength and conditioning manufacturer, designing, manufacturing, delivering installation of not as commercial gym environments but more environments for athletic conditioning, and with a huge focus on injury prevention. So Martyn, as an athlete, has got different training goals for what he wants to achieve in the future, and both myself and the broader multi-skilled Indigo team have developed a concept gym which we'll be delivering and installing, which is for Martyn's exclusive use, and we will be supporting that over the coming years as Martyn progresses through his career. There's various elements to that. We've discussed all the metalworks that we design, which is essentially equipment, features and functions, but environment has a much broader scope than that, and one of the most important elements which is misunderstood when designing new gym spaces is the flooring element. Now, logically, it's the surface that you stand on, it's what you train on. It's usually the point where you're liable to have an injury, which could be a knee twist, an ankle turn, and that is all down to the flooring material type, the amount of friction that comes from that surface. So there's certain types of training activity where you want a degree of movement from the surface. There are others where you need to manage impact because you're dropping things onto that surface. For various functional training activity, but for sleds and for battle ropes. And then there's a mobilisation and recovery zone. Those will be demonstrated in the final gym installation, but those are rough criteria that we work to when we're building any gym facility.